If we're not at a Disney park, we're dreaming about being there, and a cup of Joffrey's Coffee Disney Blend helps. But what about when you're at a Disney park? The Joffrey's Disney Kiosk and Restaurant Locator will make sure you never miss out. Whether it's a cool drink on a hot summer vacation or a great cup of coffee at a Disney signature restaurant, Joffrey's has you covered. Check it out at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final boarding call, and the doors will be closing soon.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
This is ResortLoop.com. Bob, how are you doing? I know you're very excited about the show today.
I'm very excited about the show, but I got to tell you, somebody got to turn the shower off. It has been raining for 2 days straight.
It rained.
I can't.
And it rained. And it rained.
Oh, come on. What is up with Northeast Ohio?
I don't know. I started the arc in the back. If you want to come give me a hand, that'd probably be great.
No, you're building an arch. It's different. I tried to tell you, it's different.
Oh, that makes more sense. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Anyway, we've got. I am very excited about the show today because, you know how we were talking about those special packages that Disney is putting out now. We talked about the Christmas one that's coming out.
We did. We did a lot of speculation. Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's worth it or not. Well, we have a person who has done the Halloween package, as a matter of fact, the Ultimate Disney Fall into Magic package, and this person just happens to be my sister.
Hey,
so Robin Howard.
Hello.
Hi, Robin.
I'm very nervous, but I was always afraid he would ask me to do this, so here I am.
There you go.
Oh, it's relatively painless.
Okay.
Be glad you didn't have to come to the studio.
Yes.
You trust Tim. Wow.
I trust him.
Wow. Understand, folks. This is my older sister, so I'm going to take a beating tonight, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, mention why don't you?
But anyway, you did the Ultimate Disney Fall into Magic package. Now let's kind of go over what that was. This was a limited time deal. This is what Disney said. Limited time deal available for booking. Includes a 5-night stay at select Disney Resort Hotel. Guests arrive on September 3rd, depart September 8th. Plus, you get 4-day Magic Your Way tickets and an itinerary full of magical experiences in all 4 theme parks. Now, when you and I talked about you doing this, you weren't too sure what whether it was going to be worth it, because you've been down there many, many times before. Was it worth having those stipulations put on and worth doing?
So I didn't feel like it was stipulations. Like I one of the reasons why we got sucked into it is because my husband had said the next time we go back, he wanted to do the Halloween party because we have done the Christmas party before, and we do enjoy Halloween, so he wanted to go at that time. And then my favorite is always the Food and Wine Festival. So I was at work and this, pops up on my screen and it says this fall package and it's the Food and Wine Festival and it's the Halloween party. And it's like, that's checking all of our boxes. So, it's kind of like a twofer kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, for us, it was, I think it was really worth it because it checked both of those boxes for us. A couple things like we could have probably done without, but I think that's going to be the case with any of those kind of packages. Like it's not a fit. Everything wasn't perfect, but he got to go at Halloween. I got to go to the Food and Wine Fest. We really enjoyed the dinner at Epcot for the Fall Festival. It was spectacular, much more than what we expected. And I think overall the package was much more than we expected.
So here's how Disney explains this. So on September 3rd, you got there. September 4th, you had to go to Epcot because they made you go to specific parks to do specific things. So I guess what would be day one of your touring was Epcot with the exclusive welcome dinner party. And they're saying inspired by Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Tell us about that.
So, the one nice thing was it did include the park hopper. So we weren't stuck in just being at Epcot on that first day. We knew we had dinner that night from 4:30 to 8 so that we could eat, but we did choose to go that first morning to Epcot because we also made some reservations. We stopped by Joffrey's Coffee, of course, at a couple of the kiosks, and then we went inside the Food and Wine Festival big pavilion area there and saw them in there. But we also did a bourbon tasting early that afternoon there, and then headed over to dinner. So we did do it that way, but we could have gone to any of the other parks earlier that morning. But the dinner was fabulous. I actually had part of the menu I kept. It was in that big tent behind, I think it's Canada, in that area back there. It's the giant tent back there. And they had, there was soup and salad stations. They had two areas in the tent set up like kind of both sides self-serve kind of things, and there was like a soup and salad and then like your main course and then a like dessert area. So two big stations set up because it was packed. It was a giant tent and full of people. So you had your soups and salads, your meats, and then desserts, and then they had like a separate two sections of for kids, chicken nuggets, that kind of stuff. But there was a lot of some of the cool stuff that was going on, flavors, food from the Food and Wine Fest. So it was awesome. And lots of desserts and different drinks, and they had entertainment. It was decorated beautifully. They had a live band singing while you ate. Beer, wine, all you could drink. It was really spectacular. We enjoyed it.
So this was more. It was more like a buffet then.
Yes.
Not okay. Right.
Yeah.
And
so
did
like
they...
two giant buffet, areas to go down. So you weren't like standing in line or, they did it really well.
Well,
so when you guys first walked in, you had to show them your credentials, which are very cool. The credentials were very cool with the badges that said the Ultimate Disney Fall into Magic package. And so you showed them those. Did they seat you, or is it kind of just sit wherever you can find a spot?
No, we had our own table. They had you had a number on your credentials of where you were sitting, and they were round tables, and they had them seated just so you weren't with like a big giant group of people. They had a very small little 3-chair table set up for us toward the back, so it was just us, not having to share with like family style or anything. So it was, and everybody, they had all the sections broken off in different numbers, so it was real easy to navigate your way around. They had people kind of like leading you, where you're at, let's see, oh, you're here this side toward the back, and very well done. Mm-hmm.
Very good.
And the food was amazing.
And alcohol was part of it? You didn't have to say? So, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Shocking, because we had been at the bourbon in the morning and we should have held off a little bit for later. So had we known, we would have saved ourselves a little. But and top of the line. It wasn't it was good choices.
Very good.
Wonderful.
Very good. And what time did that wrap up?
So it was kind of open. I think it was from 4:30 to 8 is when seating. So you could kind of come in, whenever. We were there pretty early. Your niece likes to eat early, so we were there early for that. But it was just kind of open then. You could come in at any time and, get your food. And you weren't held to stay there the whole time. It's like, come do what you want. You want to sit, enjoy the atmosphere and the entertainment, and eat and visit with family or friends. It was a nice break to be able to get out of the park for a little bit, take a little chill, and then when we were just done eating and felt like we were ready to move again, we just got up and left. So, but I think if we would have done it, knew what we were getting into, we probably would have planned around that a little bit more and enjoyed it a little bit longer.
Now, I know because we had talked about this, you really didn't get a heads up on a lot of this stuff from Disney, right? Up until just before you left, right?
No. In fact, when we booked it, she asked if we wanted like earlier or later seating. So I do think now, when you said that, I think there was like a 4:30 and then at 8 o'clock maybe seating. So people were coming in at different times. And we did choose the earlier time, but a lot of it, we didn't really, it was very vague to everything that you were kind of getting yourself into. And, I tried, of course, calling down there the night before and going, can't you give me a little bit more info? And they wouldn't do that. So.
All right. So that was your first day at Epcot. What then the second day was at Disney's Animal Kingdom. You got a nighttime safari adventure at Kilimanjaro's and an exclusive Rivers of Light viewing just for guests on this package. So how was day 2 at the parks?
So day 2, we decided again to stay pretty much in the park. But like I said, we had the park hopper. We could have jumped around, but we wanted to get there early and enjoy the flights of passage. So we did get on that. In fact, we rode it one time. I was thinking we did it twice, but we only did it one time. But we did stay there most of the day. It was a little long day for us. 8:30 was kind of late for us to be going on the safari. It was hot, it was was hot down there.
Tim, were you aware that Animal Kingdom is hot, Tim?
This is news to me. I had never heard this before. But it is the fall, so you think maybe it'll be a little bit cooler, but you got to remember it's still Florida.
Yeah. But so the safari was probably more than what we thought. I didn't expect to see very many animals out, but there was quite a few, and it was kind of cool riding on that in the nighttime.
Do they have like lights on the animals? Is that
they have like big lights, like way up high, kind of spotlighting down in certain areas.
Like targeting lights?
It was dark. Like
Sorry.
What?
Like targeting lights, like red lasers? Sorry.
Wow. Really?
I'm sorry. Go on.
No. And I think maybe it had rained. It was kind of mucky and muddy, but it was pretty cool at night. And then we went over to the I think one of the cool things, especially if you had teenager kind of kids, the Expedition Everest, the kids were just getting on and off the ride because it was after closing. And they kind of shuffled everybody, like out of the park, and they were kind of checking to make sure that you had this pass and keeping you on that side of the park then, when they closed down. And a couple moms were just sitting in the gift store, like on the floor, like, have you had enough on this ride? And they're like, the kids just keep going round and round in circles. So that was pretty cool. And then everybody got to go over and see the light show. So, and it was a small crowd. I mean, just like one section over there of the, seating area was full of all of us. So
nice.
It was pretty exclusive. Yeah.
Would you been able to go on the safari multiple times?
Tim, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, were you able to go on the safari multiple times if you wanted, or was it just a one-time thing?
Yeah, just the one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you felt like this was a very, like, you guys were being treated very specially, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and then a couple times, like, the credential passes were amazing, and I wasn't seeing anybody really wearing them or anything. And I had a couple of the cast members ask, "Ooh, can we see that? What all are you getting on that package?" Because it kind of had everything listed on the back. It's one of those big, like, concert tickets, that you could wear. Mm-hmm. And even the cast members were excited about it, but you really didn't need to show it. It's kind of like the extra holiday parties. Like, they kind of want to see it, but nobody's going to like hunt you down for it, you know?
Right, because most of the time, if you're there, they automatically assume, well, you're there because we've already cleared out the day guests, and you guys are probably supposed to be there. So
yeah. Other than getting into the dinner, we had to show that for that part we did, but
right.
The other stuff wasn't really. Mm-mm.
Cool. All right, so day 3 was Disney Hollywood Studios. What you get to do over there?
So that was an exclusive Toy Story Land access from 10 to midnight. And, this was one of those things because of your niece. It's 10 o'clock's pushing our buttons. That's kind of late for us. And I kind of thought, too, for littler kids, because that's really what Toy Story Land is geared toward, that maybe 10 to midnight was a little late for them. Maybe they could have done an early morning, hour or two before the park opened to let you have access into there, because that was pretty crazy. We stopped over earlier in the day just to see, it earlier to see if it was worth us staying over there that late. And we got to ride the Slinky Dog Dash during the afternoon. So we thought for our family, we had kind of covered the Toy Story Land. But, I could see where the attraction is for the littler ones and that. And I just don't know if that 10 to midnight would have accommodated a lot of family with little ones. So
right, yeah.
We were kind of let down on that one a little bit.
A lot of kids sleeping in strollers while mom and dad are riding the rides.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. All right. So you're wrapping everything up with a trip to the Magic Kingdom on day 4 of your parks, the day before you got to leave. So what did you do over at Magic Kingdom?
So we had tickets for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. That was the last thing for the, package. And it was a little confusing. I thought they had given us, when we checked in, like a big packet of information about the party and everything else, and needed to have these certain little tickets. They gave just like a credit card ticket for getting into the Halloween party. So we thought that was what was going to get us into the Halloween party. Then we had stopped when they started kind of getting everybody out. They started bringing out some of the merchandise that there was exclusive only to the Halloween party guests.
Right.
And I had tried to purchase a couple. As you know, your niece loves the Sanderson sisters and the Hocus Pocus, and that was her big highlight for the day. And I wanted to buy her something at one of the gift stores, and she said, "No, you need your bands, the little paper bands."
Right.
So we had to kind of go back out of the park and get the bands to come back in the park. They had some certain kiosks set up like around the park, which like people were just lined up getting their bands, and they had to show the plastic credit card type thing, and then they were giving them the wristband, and they would get their candy bag to go to the trick-or-treating around the park. So but we weren't clear on that, how that was all really working. So that was a little confusing for us, but, got that all straightened out, got the band. Casey loved the Sanderson sisters and the Halloween part. Just adored. It was fabulous. The Hocus Pocus show was spectacular. And then we got in position for the Halloween parade. The Headless Horseman coming down through Main Street was the spookiest thing ever.
Ooh, really?
And I think the parade itself was a little...
I hear Casey in the background.
Yeah, she wanted to talk about the parade. You like the parade, right? Was the first thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But I thought the parade was... not as good as the Christmas parade. The
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
parade I thought was so much better, but the Headless Horseman was creepy.
Which one did Casey like better?
What did you like better, the Headless Horse, the parade, or the Sanderson sisters? The Sandersons, without a doubt.
Hocus Pocus, a big favorite in your house. Very cool.
Oh yes.
How about
Very
the
cool.
How about the fireworks?
Oh my gosh, the fireworks! It's just crazy. It's circles all the way around you. We were kind of over by the kind of in the middle, and so you feel really immersed in all of the fireworks when they go out. It's unbelievable. Really well done. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And I think we enjoyed the Christmas one a little bit better, but going around the stations and doing the hot chocolate and those kinds of things. The Halloween one was okay with the trick or treat bags.
What was your costume?
So Casey is a fan of Snow White, so she was a beautiful Snow White, and I was sleepy, and Dad was grumpy.
But what was his costume?
Right.
Exactly.
Dad was paying the bills, so I understand
There
the
you
whole grumpy part. And you guys stayed at Coronado during your trip?
Yep, a little bit of construction. In fact, the first day we got in was the last day that the big pool was open. But we don't spend a whole lot of time at the pool, so we were okay with that. And a lot of construction going on over there, but it should be pretty special when it's all done. I have a coworker going down in December, so I'll see how much more got finished by the time they get down there. And a lot of construction going on. There was probably more than I've ever seen down there at that time. But one of the cast members had told us that they're gearing up for the anniversary. They want to make sure that it's perfect for the anniversary.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
looking forward to that. So all in all, your 5-night stay and the 4 special events at all of the parks, was it worth the money?
Yeah, I didn't think it was really any much more, than what we would have done anyway. And I felt like we got a couple, sweet little perks out of it. The dinner especially was, very well worth it. And the Halloween party was part of the package too. And those tickets can be pretty pricey. So, I think it covered everything. I don't think it was much more. It's kind of a pick and choose thing. For us, I think it was great because it did check those 2 big boxes of wanting to go during Food and Wine and the Halloween party. And, some of the things weren't really suited for us. Maybe the Toy Story, the Kilimanjaro, we could have probably done without that, but it wasn't an a la carte menu. So, you just kind of go with the big things that are important. So, and even with the Animal Kingdom one, I mean, we rode the Expedition Everest a couple times because we could,
right.
So that was kind of cool.
Now, were you able to utilize the park hopper at all, or you just stick to 1 park a day?
Yeah, we did use the park hopper. A couple times we'd have just to get out of the park. Maybe Hollywood and Animal Kingdom. Well, we did do both of those, but Hollywood Studios for sure. And we did go back at nighttime and see. We do the Magic Kingdom. Go at night maybe. Did the Halloween party, come in a little bit later, went over to Epcot again on that last day just to get that last little bit of food and wine in me before I left.
Gotcha.
But we didn't get over to the Springs, and I always like going over there too. So that was, I think because we had all these things kind of planned out for us, that kind of held us up getting over there too.
Right. Was there any part of those that you thought when you finally got the itinerary that you thought, maybe we won't do this?
No, we were willing to try everything. We were looking forward to everything, seeing how it went. like I said, the only thing with, was Toy Story Land. We were excited to see it because we had not seen it yet. So we wanted to get over there, and that 10 o'clock was just kind of wearing on me that might be too late. And, that's why we thought, well, we'll give it a shot during the day. And if we can get in there and do what we want to do, we'll take advantage. And if we can't, then maybe we'll consider coming back, late. But we managed to get in what we wanted there earlier, and then ended up heading over to the Magic Kingdom later to see fireworks and that, and not go back that late over there. So
yeah, one thing I can attest to, Casey is a waking up at before the crack of dawn
Yes.
and to bed early because
Yes.
she gets up before the crack of dawn. So
yeah, late nights are rough for us, but that's why. And I just kept thinking, little ones enjoying this park would not be here at 10.
yeah,
They're all sleeping.
everybody will be over at Star Wars Land when that opens up. So
That's looking very exciting. We were very excited to see. Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool.
great.
Awesome.
And did you do did you just do Disney transportation? You didn't have
Yeah. No.
how'd that work out for you?
Love it. Wouldn't do it any other way. It's just so simple for us. Put them bags on in Pittsburgh and don't see them till we get into our room, and taking the Magic Express, and transportation's great. We took the boats, did the monorail, and the buses, and it's perfect.
Great.
We thought about trying, just to try it for the heck of it, to try the mini
Minivan.
vans. But we were traveling. A coworker was down there at the same time. Hi, Michael, because I know you'll listen. But he actually.
Hey, no shout outs. No shout outs.
I'm doing a shout out. He's a big fan, and a big fan of the minibus. The minivans, and I think he used those a couple times when he was down there. So
They get addictive because they're so easy.
yeah.
Oh, they're so convenient.
I was a little afraid of that.
Yes.
Like then I'd be in big trouble.
Exactly.
It's like high speed internet. Once you do that, you'll never go back.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what was your okay? We know Casey's favorite was the Sanderson sisters stage show. What was your favorite part of the trip?
Okay, so I love a Dole Whip with rum during the
there
wine
you go.
festival. And that's the only time they serve them, during the Food and Wine Festival. So that was my favorite. I love Epcot. I could spend just days there, just immersing myself into every one of the, that's my favorite. So always Epcot.
Nice.
What about Steve?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. But I do think he enjoyed very much Epcot too this time. He really enjoyed that was a little extra on our trip from the package, was the tastings, and they have a lot of wines, and the Joffreys people are there, and they have a lot of different things to go from. And we were just surprised that they had a bourbon, Four Roses bourbon was there, and so I think he enjoyed that. That was a nice little surprise too for us. We thought it was going to be much smaller, and there was probably over 100 people, and they gave you like 3 shots of bourbon, and they told you the history of the company, and the difference of the bourbons, and it was a really good learning experience, and very enjoyable, and lots of people too. That was shocking. So that was cool. Yeah, I think he liked that a lot.
Very good.
Really nice.
Did it look like the package was well received? A lot of people that it looked like were on the package with you.
If I took the amount of people that were just in that dinner that first night, I would say absolutely. A lot of people were on board with it. And I think that's probably the biggest highlight, was that dinner. And then, everything else, it was probably a little harder to tell, with the Halloween party, like everybody's everywhere. There's a lot of mixed in there. So you're with the generous, not just your group. It's with everybody. Like I said, we didn't do the late night Toy Story Land and then the Kilimanjaro. Those buses, we were all in that one whole section, and that's just the people that chose to go to that night,
Mm-hmm.
So if you know what those seating sections look like, and that where the light show's at, that one big section was full of all the people. So yeah, I think that, I think it's a good thing. I think you have to pick and choose. Like, there might be stuff that, is it worth it? For us, it was. For somebody else, it's like, nah, I don't want to do that. No, I don't like that. I mean, the package wouldn't be worth it, but.
And a lot of it's going to depend on the time that they offer these things. This one was offered September 3rd to the 8th. Which is a tough time for a lot of folks with kids in school, or Tim, in your case, Don's a teacher, so
right.
That tends to make it a little bit tougher for a lot of folks. But
we took her out of school that first. I think she went to school like 3 days, and we said, okay, we're out. But and I think maybe that was the whole attraction to these packages. I mean, you guys know better than me, but to get people in when it's not as crowded. And, we thought too, maybe the construction of where they had us at Coronado maybe is not, people are avoiding it because of the construction. So that was a way to get you in, fill up some of their rooms over there.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good way to get people in and steer them where you want them to go. So we want to do that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We were definitely led around by our nose. They were telling us where to go.
Nothing wrong with that, because then you just kind of leave it up to Disney. Tim and I have talked about this. It's almost as though they're trying to steer to a more fully inclusive packages to make life easier, because it's become so complex at Disney now with the tiering of everything. And I think these are test runs. They're trying to see how many people do them, and if they like them, they're going to probably offer stuff like this more and more, where they're just going to tell you this is what you're going to do on your vacation.
Well, I think a lot of people like those all-inclusive packages, and that's, kind of what you get with this. I know I just helped a friend kind of plan a trip too, and it's confusing.
Yeah.
They get very confused as to all this. So if you just wrap it up in one little bundle, it might work.
There you go. Well, Tim.
Yes, Bob.
Until Thanksgiving, that's all I've got for my sister. I'll see her for Thanksgiving.
He won't ask me to do it again.
I love it. Keep bickering. I find it amusing. Well, Robin, thank you so much.
You could join us for Thanksgiving, and then you'll hear all you want to hear.
I think maybe you guys need to live stream it for everybody.
No. That's a whole different podcast.
Oh, that is a whole different podcast.
Oh, awesome. Well, Robin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tim. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Oh, me as well.
Wow. It's a pleasure talking to yourself? Wait a minute.
Still talking to your sister.
See what I got to put up with, Looper Nation.
Yeah, they feel really bad for you right now. I'm Tim Scott, Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. Hey, by the way, go over to ResortLoop.com. Check out our blog. We have a new blog over there. Jim Adair just posted his first blog for us.
McNair.
Did
you say Adair?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. Jim McNair, if I did. He's got a great blog over there. He's going to send us more. That one's up, and we have a new one from a new blogger also coming out next week.
Oh, that's exciting.
I know. And I got to be honest, the blogs look really good on the new website.
Yes, absolutely. Like us on Facebook, rate us on iTunes. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. We got a bunch of stuff over there. And what else should folks do, Tim?
We have to say, first of all, before I do my little sign-off, good luck to all the Rocketeers running this weekend.
Absolutely.
They're going to kick some butt down there at the Wine and Dine.
Run, Looper, run.
Run, Looper, run. That's what I'm going to sign it off with.
All right. See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.
Jump back. Twist the bones and bend the back.
Back in 1693, the people of Salem, Massachusetts,
Witches? Yes?
thought they got rid of the Sanderson sisters for good.
We shall be back.
300 years later, it's Halloween Eve, and they're back.
We're home.
Are you boys a little old to be trick-or-treating?
We're talking about 3 ancient hags versus the 20th century. How bad can it be?
Now they're digging up old friends and running amok, looking for the one thing they miss most.
Who stay for supper?
I'm not hungry.
But we are.
Only one boy has the power to stop them
Prepare to die again!
You have no powers here, you fool!
before all Salem falls under their spell.
Hello, you!
Walt Disney Pictures presents Bette Midler,
Hello.
Sarah Jessica Parker,
Would thou dance with me?
and Kathy Najimy. Hocus Pocus.
Into the night!
They love to fly, and it shows.
Good night. Sleep tight. No screaming.